I see the aim of liturgical ministry is to serve the assembly. But if you want to get a handle on that, then consider this. Jesus introduced the process that culminated in his words, "Do this in memory of me," with what was in his time and culture one of the first movements in giving hospitality. What was it? Sorry? Washing is their feet. He washed their feet. And you'll know, of course, that St. John's account of the Last Supper is the washing of the feet. Jesus told his disciples to wash one another's feet. So service was to be the mark of the followers of Jesus. Love one another as I have loved you. So you bring that into what liturgical ministry is all about. And I see it as there to serve the assembly so that the assembly might worship God, grow in love of one another, continue the proclamation of God's presence and action in the world. In memory of me. I think it's quite important to link this with just what our memories do. Memory is contagious. I'm sure when you saw the word memory, a memory came into your mind. You started to think memory. Memories catch on to memories, and they produce memories. They create memories. And the image of a deceased person in a photograph brings the person there. Or even a living friend in another part of the world. A memory brings the presence. Memory makes present. It gives life. Memories give life, and they sow seeds. Remember that today's experiences are tomorrow's memories. As liturgical ministers, you are creating memories through the experiences that people have through your service. Catholics' Returning Home program brings people back to the church, often with very scarred memories of what happened to them, of how a priest berated them from the pulpit, or how they were told to get out of the church because the baby was crying. Experience today, a memory tomorrow. So you have it, and I have it within our powers to ensure that all the experiences we're responsible for produce and create memories, loving memories in the future. Of course, this is not just liturgy, this is living. This is our relationships with one another at home and at work, everywhere. Remember brings back to mind, and remember brings back together. So the assembly as minister, it's easy to see that connection with remember and reconciliation, harmony and oneness. Pope Benedict gave us several definitions of love in his book, in his encyclical letter, the God is Love. Notice this one. Love is a journey, an ongoing exodus out of the closed, inward-looking self towards its liberation through self-giving. Beautifully associated with our purpose here today. The exodus is there, and notice it's ongoing. We are selfish people. We need renewing constantly. Left to ourselves, we'll go back to Egypt. And didn't the Hebrews want to do that time and again? Why did you bring us out? Let's go back to Egypt. That's the inward-looking self. Let's go back to where it was safe. Let's go back to where we... And of course, it wasn't ever as good as they think it is, and the past isn't as good as we imagine it was. But let's go back. So our loving is a journey. And we could say that of our ministries. The ministry that each of us is involved in is a journey. And it is an ongoing exodus as we renew ourselves every time we go to minister, so that we might be more life-giving. We might be more filled with service. Just, I think that's time has come. But just to remind you of the presence of Jesus that we are given through this Second Vatican Council that clarified this presence, because prior to that the focus was very much on the Eucharist, and it still is, of course, rightly so. But Jesus is present in the minister and in the Eucharist. The minister represents Jesus as the head of the body. But the members of the body are equally Jesus. We are together the body of Christ. A head cannot exist without members. Jesus is present in the sacraments, in his word, and when the assembly prays and sings. The workshop I'm involved in is on the liturgy of the word, and I'll be mentioning this, but for those who are not going to be in that workshop, hope some of you are not going to be in that workshop, but there's a lot of you here. But just consider this. We're talking about the assembly. This is just to finish off with. The word is the key element in the evolution of society. The word is the basic repository or the holder of intelligence. The word is the basic agent that holds the community together. The word forms humans into groups, and it is the expression and the incarnation of community. The word. But this community, any community, brought about by the human word, is not the presence of God. The community must call on God to be present. Where two or three gather in my name. It's not just the gathering, but it's the gathering in my name. I will be there. God is present when the community prays and sings, calls God among it. So we have a wonderful gift in the assembly. But the assembly doesn't just happen. And you, as ministers, are key elements in creating the assembly and really in bringing about the presence of God among your people. So thank you.